Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi watch-along reaction. This is part 4. Last week, we had a really intense episode where Obi-Wan and Vader came face-to-face for the first time in 10 years, which is pretty insane. It's pretty insane, and Vader was brutal. He was absolutely relentless, and anytime Vader has been on screen, or just even in recent comic books, like Vader being represented in these recent few years has been nothing short of incredible. I love seeing what they can do with Vader, and he was just needlessly slaughtering, choking out, breaking necks, trying to draw out Obi-Wan. Walking through the village, much to everyone's discomfort. Even the Inquisitors are just like, my God, what is this monster doing? And then we get a lightsaber fight that is very intentionally choreographed, and it was incredible to see the power imbalance. And there's been a lot of talk and a lot of discussion and a lot of interesting conflict in the Star Wars community about Star Wars stuff and about this fight, and everyone's like, I'm gonna go watch SC-38 remastered because that's how these fights should be, and all of that kind of stuff. Whereas people don't realize that for some reason they can't understand that Obi-Wan has not used the Force, trained as a Jedi, used a lightsaber. He hasn't done anything in 10 years. He is wallowing in defeat, depression, PTSD. He is not who he once was. He's not going to be able to just pick up a lightsaber and do an Episode 3 fight. And it makes me so glad that these people don't write Star Wars, because it would just constantly... People are worried about breaking canon with the Grand Inquisitor being dead when he's clearly not. He was just removed from this story so we could focus on fleshing out some other characters. Could they have done it in a better way? Sure. Could they have done it in a less confusing way for the mainstream audience who don't understand that they're not going to break canon? Sure. But people are going, oh, they're breaking canon. But it's like, you guys would break canon every single step of the way. People who are freaking out about Obi-Wan being weak, that's the point. And everyone missed that point, apparently, because they're like, how dare he not give us a Episode 3 level rematch? And it's just been very silly. And a lot of people have been able to band together and realize that as well. But there's a really massive portion of people who have just kind of unnecessarily hating on this show. For things that are very clearly stated, very obviously put together. And I think that's kind of the downside of it being a TV show and not a movie, is if we were to get all 6 episodes at once, or even just like binge it all the way through, I feel like it would be absorbed differently, because we would be able to take the complete story from beginning to the end like we do with the movies, instead of, having to wait a week and whatever and being like, oh my God, this is terrible. That kind of overreaction to it. I think what people fail to see is from that Obi-Wan and Vader rematch is there will definitely be another one. Definitely there will be another one. That will be most likely a little bit flashier, a little bit better, because Obi-Wan has to realize some things, and this is like that moment that he begins to realize what he's actually up against. Obi-Wan has been so far removed from everything, he is just focusing on Luke and maintaining a day-to-day normal life. Vader, on the other hand, lives in constant pain and suffering and channels that pain into the dark side to become stronger. Palpatine is constantly throwing tests at him every single day of his existence to test him, to keep him refined, or if he fails, to replace him. Vader is like a sharpened tool of Palpatine, and he is full of hate, he's full of rage. And learning about Kenobi, you know what that is going to do, that fire that is ignited within him. And we see that on full displays. The first thing he does is what he's been holding on to for ages is, you will suffer as I did, Obi-Wan, and throws him into the flames. And something I really love about that is there's a Darth Vader comic run, the 2017 run, has periods where Vader fantasizes about rematches with Obi-Wan where he wins that fight on Mustafar and he burns him instead, and it was just very poetic to see that in live action, a scene that he has like dreamt about in the comics, to actually see it happen. It was incredible. And it was brutal, like hearing Obi-Wan's screams mimicking Anakin's screams very intentionally from episode 3 was just so crazy. And like there's so many good reasons why Vader wouldn't just Vader saw an opportunity to be like, ooh, someone has that droid's rescued him, he has friends, someone has like saved his life and shot a stormtrooper, and like he has allies. So Vader is like, let's not take Obi-Wan right now and see if he leads us to more Jedi, if he leads us to more, and everyone is just like, why can't he walk around the flames? And again, freaking out over this thing. And it's like, there's very obvious reasons why Vader is going to let Obi-Wan go, because he knows it could lead him to something else. He knows that he wants to savor this moment. He's been dreaming about it for years. And then he's saying, your pain has just begun. Like, he doesn't want to... So many people are just being like, he could have killed Obi-Wan then and there. And it's like, he doesn't want to kill Obi-Wan. He wants him to suffer for a long time before he dies. Like, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. So, with that out of the way... Episode 3 was a fantastic episode, and there were so many good things, and I think like people need to just wait for a story to tell itself first before they freak out, and maybe even rewatch it just to make sure they can pick up things that they missed, because there are things that are very clearly stated in dialogue that a lot of people have gotten angry about certain situations when if they just listened, they probably wouldn't be as upset. But we'll get that rant out of the way, because I really want to watch episode 4, and I just want everyone to like not be unnecessarily harsh on this. Like, you can have moments where you're like, oh, that's weird. Like, my moment is Reva knowing that Anakin is Vader. That's my big thing at the moment, and I'm curious to see if they're going to address it and how, because Vader kills anyone who finds out. Vader kills anyone who knows. So if Reva has found out and using that against Obi-Wan, but has hidden it from Vader, if he finds out, it's not going to go down very well, So I'm very curious to see how that's gonna go down. So let's enjoy part 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh my god, I'm so excited. My predictions is I feel like this is going to be that episode where Obi-Wan has been broken down in front of Vader, and he realizes that he is not fit to protect Luke in his current state. Like, if a threat, an actual real threat like that comes to Tatooine, Obi-Wan won't be able to really match that. Even Inquisitors, he would struggle against at this current point in his life. He's gonna realize that he can't just live a normal life. He has to have some semblance of being that trained, refined Jedi, but still maintaining the exile, still being in hiding. I feel like there will be some Qui-Gon interaction. We've been teased 3 episodes so far. I think Qui-Gon needs to connect with Obi-Wan for there to be some sort of actual training given, reconnecting with the Force, having that sort of power come back to him, because we know what Obi-Wan is like in episode 4. We know what he's like in media close to episode 4, that he is a skilled swordsman. He knows what he's doing. He's not afraid to wield the lightsaber on his hip in episode 4. People are sort of misunderstanding that Obi-Wan in this show is not there yet, and criticizing the difference between now and then, and there's still 9 years to go until episode 4, and this was the big moment, like, where Obi-Wan's going to realize he needs to get his shit together and not be miserable. He needs to work on moving on. He needs to work on seeing if he can overcome those demons, because the PTSD, the nightly, the frequent nightmares of the horrors he had to witness in episode 3, like, it's very much there. It's very much affected him and how he handles himself. And I feel like episode 4 is our opportunity to, now that we've had that really big moment, we may settle down, and I'm hoping maybe flashbacks. If there was any point in the story to do flashbacks, I feel like it would be now. Otherwise, it's kind of too late, and we can probably write that one out. I feel like there might be some flashbacks related to training with Qui-Gon or something. We'll see. So those are my things. We'll just have to see. Obi-Wan's been taken. They're going to get him on a shuttle to Jabim. But Leia has been kidnapped by Reva as well. Because Reva is frustratingly right there conveniently right at the end, and Leia gets kidnapped, and that was our hook. So let's get into it now, shall we? Let's get into Star Wars. It was a crazy episode, so I feel like this catch up, little rant, little talk was passionate and required. So you guys know where I'm at, and we can see what lies next. We see what lies ahead. So we got 0 seconds on the timer. I'm going to count down from 3, and then we're going to get into this one, okay? So 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Previously on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Vader's voice being absolutely perfect. My God. Re-speecher coming in clutch. Quinlan was here. Oh, we've also got we also had the Quinlan Voss drop as well. Are we gonna have Quinlan Voss show up? I feel like Obi-Wan might need some reinforcements. He might need some help to go up against the Vaders and the Inquisitors to get Leia back. I am what you made me is such a cold line from Vader. It was intense. I am what you made me. We're going to get the Book of Boba Fett style back to tank flashbacks while Obi-Wan heals his arm. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? You got a back to tank on that shuttle to Jabim? You might need it. Nice. They updated the Star Wars intro to include the new droids from the show. It had Ned and Lola in there as well as the gonk droid where you clock in your money. Interesting. As droid-focused intro. I'm stressed. Yep. Get the back to tank ready. There's multiple people here. Oh, there's multiple people here, but no Leia. Because Leia got intercepted. Back to tank flashbacks. Let's go. Oh, invaders are... Dude. Vader's also taking a bath. Together. Ooh. Vader and Obi-Wan taking their back to baths at the same time. Yo. Yo! The robes! Bruh. Obi-Wan in the spare Jedi robes? Okay. We're going straight there. Not what I expected. We're going straight to Nur. Straight to the Inquisitors. Ben's not ready for this. Do or do not, Obi-Wan. There is no try. Oh, man. God damn, Reva. Alright, so episode 4 is fucking infiltrating the Fortress Inquisitorius. Like, what the hell? With just Ben and Tala. God damn, this is not gonna go well. Okay. I mean, let's see. I was like, it's gonna quiet down. We'll take, like, the middle of the season. We'll have a bit of a thing where Obi-Wan takes a much-needed breather and he needs to recollect himself. Back to tank. But nah, man, we quickly went past that moment. We went past that real quick. Gotta get Leia, gotta get her immediately. Stressful. All right. Yo. Yeah, that was okay. That was tense. Not fucking bad. Ooh. That's tense, baby. Yo, he's swimming. Episode 1 flashbacks, dude. I'm going to Gunga City. It's a safer place. Yes, he's got the breather, dude. Hell yeah. That's so cool. Damn. So we're gonna like have some mirroring of Kenobi on the Death Star sneaking around, and now Kenobi on Fortress Inquisitorius sneaking around as well. This will be his Death Star infiltration moment. No stormtrooper disguise for Obi-Wan. he's just gotta go straight up in Jedi robes. I don't think Leia does know about the path, so I don't know if this Force interrogation is gonna work, Reva. Is this a staring contest? Oh, she's good. I love it. Leia's so good. Ooh. Lola, come on. That droid is dead. Yo. Now she's got to do it again. It's such an episode 4 homage, dude. Even the comlinks and everything. This is great. "3PO! Where could he be? 3PO!" Fuck yeah. Nice. Nice, dude. How did they not see him? They're like right there. Those stormtrooper helmets, man. They do be blinding. I can't see a thing in this helmet. Sorry, I'm excited. This is just great. How good do live-action stormtroopers look, though? Such satisfying armor. Live-action clones, live-action stormtroopers. Just so good. So good, man. Love that she's talking within earshot of other Imperial officers. Leia's a clever one. She tries. Far out, dude. Yeah, let's put the child in the ominous torture chamber. Yo! Oh my god. No shit! Oh my god! It's that Jedi from the Ilum episode with the crystals, right? I'm not sure on the name of him, but I recognize him from the Clone Wars. This is just a bunch of people in here. Ben, I need you to stop looking through the museum of dead people. As horrifying as it is. Yo, dude. Not the youngling, man. Dude, that's nuts. Hall of Horrors, man. Oh, man. Oh, no. Far out. She's about to sacrifice herself. I don't see Tyler making it out of this one. Yo, okay. All right, Obi-Wan. Wow, okay. They did it. They really did it. Man, she's got to pass those charisma checks. She's lying hard right now. Oh man. Yo. Okay, Tyler. Let's go, dude. Lightsaber out and everything. Let's go, Obi-Wan. Nice, the Jedi stance. Okay. You can see that he's still a bit rusty with it, but he's like trying to find his footing again. He's finding that form again. We got Purge Troopers, dude. Let's go. We got Reva with the Purge Trooper. Oh my god. Ah! You'd think those would be shielded. But I guess they said that they're not expecting to get attacked. This is perfect for Kenobi to practice his lightsaber forms again, with just classic blaster bolt deflection. He's practicing his different forms. The mirroring between, he's going to force direct the water. Force direct that water. Let's go. Both Obi-Wan and Vader have both had to deal with the water in the Inquisitorius. Oh shit. That's not gonna hold. That is the worst ever. That's so bad. Oh, guys, come on. They're too busy being angry to focus on the dude fucking smuggling Leia in a coat. Dude, I can see her feet. This is so funny. Come on. I guess they blend in. Nobody's paying attention. Dude! Air speeders! Air speeders, dude! Okay, the cavalry has arrived. Dude, I love air speeders. They're my favorite ship. They're my favorite rebel craft. Not the mouse droid! You even took out the mouse droid. Dude, so cool! Get in! The Inquisitor is literally running right for me. You're about to get force pulled out of there. No. Destroyed the wrong ship, guys. Interesting. Reva fucked up. Reva fucked up. Ooh. Bro, he intimidating as hell walking down that way. He was fucking pissed. Vader was pissed. This was not how I expected this episode to go, dude. He saved her. It's so cute, man. That is her hero now. Obi-Wan Kenobi. That is her hero now. The tracker is going to be on Lola. She didn't destroy Lola, but she's using it as a tracker instead. Interesting. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. That is not how I expected that episode to go. All right, let's talk episode 4. One of my first observations, right, and I noticed this with last episode, and now it's like really obvious in this episode, is that there's identity and pieces of every single episode of the Star Wars saga in each episode so far. Episode 1 has a lot of the Tatooine focus. You see Luke, much like episode 1 has, the Phantom Menace has Tatooine with Anakin. It's a loose thread, but then in episode 2 you get that new planet Daiyu. I think it's Daiyu, the new planet, that is very much looking like the Coruscant streets, like the underbelly section from episode 2. It just looks like very familiar to that. Then episode 3, you have the Vader and Vader and Obi-Wan encounter where they face off like they did in Revenge of the Sith. They meet again, and then in episode 4 it's similar to when they do the Death Star infiltration with A New Hope. It's like there are pieces of each episode of the Skywalker saga, the main saga of films so far, that can be found in each episode. It's very interesting in that way. Not like, I don't know if that's really intentional, but you can just notice that there are bits and pieces, like there are just things that echo like episode 1 of the show to episode 1 movie, episode 2, so on and so forth. And like there were some very clear visual callbacks to episode 4, A New Hope, in this episode with the comlink and Obi-Wan's infiltration and like using the Force to trick stormtroopers and stuff like that. What I will say about this episode was very unexpected. Obi-Wan was healed up and back to it really quickly. I was expecting a little more downtime to kind of let the story breathe for a moment after having a very intense encounter. But Obi-Wan healed up real quick, got changed into some spare Jedi robes, and off they went. They just straight up went, we have to go get Leia right now. Let's go and infiltrate the Fortress Inquisitorius. And without skipping a beat, they were there. They were infiltrating it, and they nailed it. And there are parts of that infiltration that I think were executed really well. There was a lot of it that I felt was quite convenient. I was like, okay. It's everything went almost so perfectly that it was crazy. It's very interesting. Reva, Reva covered her bases really well. They got away, but tinkering with Lola to turn it into a tracker was very smart on her part. Reva is resourceful, very resourceful, and she has proven that. She's very ambitious too, and she tries to get things done, much to the dismay of her colleagues and superiors. She very much echoes Anakin during the Jedi period, where Anakin is very much similar to Reva in their attitudes. It's just that Reva is full on in the dark side, while Anakin was still a Jedi at the time, but they share similar attitudes. Seeing Vader get frustrated because he's like, you just let Kenobi and Leia go, was pretty intense, but Reva managed to save herself a quick death there. Again, Vader's voice was perfect, so good, but yeah, that it felt so convenient towards the end when the two airspeeders arrived to save the day. It's obviously such a cliche build up to then who's going to save the day, because how the hell are they going to get out of this? The airspeeders were a neat touch because I love airspeeders, but it felt that moment, that escape portion with the airspeeders coming in, felt a little bit funny to me because Reva hadn't communicated her plan with anyone else, that like any of the other Inquisitors could have just come in and tried to use the Force on the ship to hold it in place, and then all the troops could have shot it or something. It felt too clean to really execute it and get it done properly. But ultimately, it's fine. It's fine. There was a loss at the end. One of the ships was destroyed, and they're going to track and find out where they're going. So there will still be a confrontation with Inquisitors, with Reva still. There will be, and I actually wonder what that's going to mean for Reva when she finds the path and the other Jedi and stuff like that. I really wonder what's going to happen with her character in these next two episodes. But Vader and the Inquisitors, they're going to follow this tracker, and there will be another interaction between them, another encounter for sure. I really wonder if maybe episode 5. Oh, you know what? What I'm just thinking now is, with the things that I've highlighted in each episode, how they kind of harken back to the films, intentionally or not. What if episode 5 is our Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan moment? This is the first episode where Qui-Gon didn't get a mention, because I guess there's no room for it. But what if episode 5 is the one where, how episode 5 has Yoda and Luke training, episode 5 of the show has Qui-Gon touching base and communicating with Kenobi for a little bit of training before potentially an encounter later on, either in the episode or in episode 6 for a bit of a episode 6 final battle sort of thing. Who knows? We'll see. We just have to wait until next week. This was a bit of a shorter episode. Not definitely, like I said, not the one that I was expecting when they ducked into the fortress. They're like, they got Leia and they got out of there. It was cool to see Kenobi getting familiar with the lightsaber again. You could see him trying to establish those forms and deflecting blaster bolts and stuff, but you could see it still was not perfect. But it was cool to see him like getting back into using the lightsaber again, taking out those stormtroopers, and making a hero of himself for Leia and rescuing her from seemingly desolate odds. But, as you know, with Star Wars, the Force works in mysterious ways. The Force is with them, and it guides the turn of events. Things happen as the Force dictates it, apparently. But there you go. So we'll wrap this watch along up now. So thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Kenobi. It was good. It was a good episode. I felt that maybe a little bit convenient for some of the escape parts, but ultimately I'm really excited to see where it will lead at the end of this one. It's very interesting that I would have expected to maybe see some background Inquisitors. Just throw them in the background because obviously it's only focusing on 3. There's the third and fourth sister, and then the fifth brother. But having another one, maybe like another couple in the background somewhere to show that as this is the Inquisitor's fortress, you might see them around. But I did not glimpse any. That tomb of the dead bodies was pretty insane. I'm pretty sure that first Jedi that we got shown was the one that was like... he was in the Clone Wars series. I'm almost certain of that. I'm pretty sure he was the one on Ilum with the lightsaber crystals in the younglings lesson. But yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy episode. I'm excited to see what episode 5 and 6 have in store. So thank you so much for joining me for episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I'll see you next week.